Booktube. Hello. Um, Today, as I just dribbled all over me, today I have a few things. Me and Zoe did another book haul video last night, and I'll be posting that. It's like 45 minutes long. I'm just going to post the whole thing instead of breaking it up. The people who want to watch the book haul will watch the book haul. Yeah, so that's that. Second thing, I'm going to be starting streaming on Twitch again. I haven't done it in a while, but I really, really miss it. So, if you go on to Twitch TV, twitch.tv/Atari Kong, like Atari, like the video game system, and Kong, like Donkey Kong, you will find my channel on there. And at Atari Kong is the Twitter, and I think there's also a YouTube channel. I think all my videos from Atari Kong went to a YouTube channel as well. So, if you're interested in doing that, in a little bit here, I have to go pick my daughter up, but after I pick her up, I'm going to be streaming for a few hours, and there's live chat, so we could chat it up. Another thing is Zoe and I don't know what everyone's doing on Halloween. Up here, there's not a whole lot to do. You go to the village, you walk around for a little bit dressed up, and you come home. There's nothing like it was in LA. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a live stream, like Halloween party, where we're going to either watch movies or play Clue. And since Clue's like a 6-player game, I think, yes, yeah, 6. We want like some of you to play with us on the live chat, and we might play 13 Dead End Drive as well. So it's just like a chill, like kind of Halloween hangout if you're interested. So if you are and that sounds like fun, leave the message down below in the comments so we know to actually do that. So what I'm going to be talking about today is boom, Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke. This book was surprisingly good. And what I mean by that is because this childhood's end was really this childhood's beginning. What the what? So let me tell you what that means. Basically, I'm reading this book, know nothing about it. Just, I got a lot of recommendations from you guys to give it a whirl. And for those of you who don't know about it, it starts off like, like America and Russia is trying to build a ship for the space race and all this other stuff. And then once it's finally done and they're ready to unveil this America's first ship or whatever, suddenly, you've got to be kidding me. Hang on. Boom, bitch! Oh my god, where'd it go? Ugh. Gross. I leave the door open and the back window open for my dogs to go in and out and go to the bathroom and everything. And in doing so, critters get in my house. Yeah, I'm talking about you guys over there. Yeah, look guilty. Look guilty, you guys. I'm talking about you guys over there. So, yeah. So, one of the banes of my existence is the flies that come in. And pretty soon they won't be coming in anymore because it'll be freaking cold and they'll hopefully go die somewhere. So anyway, the book. All these spaceships, like, hover above all the major cities of the world all at once, which makes the space race kind of seem silly because there are motherfuckers in the air that they know nothing about. So, as the story unfolds, I think it lasts like a little over 100 years in total. The people in the ships are called the overlords. And I was like thinking about it, I'm like, overlords, huh? And it made me think of when I was a really little kid. There was this book that I had, and hopefully I'll put a picture of it right here. And the book came out a year after I was born, and my dad got it for me. And at the time, I just thought it was some artist who drew a bunch of aliens. Okay, the book was called Barlow's Guide to Extraterrestrials, and I absolutely loved this book. I would flip through it and then try to draw the characters in it and everything. But my favorite character in the whole thing was this one called Overlord, which I will put right here. And this character stayed with me. Like, I remembered the name, I remembered how many fingers it had, I remembered the picture of the wings, his belt, the tube, the tail, like the dog face, like everything about it I remembered. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. And then it just made me start thinking about Overlord. So then I started searching the book, and I couldn't remember the title of the book, so it took me a little bit. Because I don't have the book now, I have no idea what happened to it. It probably got fucked up in that flood that we had a while ago. But anyway, so I look at it, and sure as shit, it's the artist's interpretation of what the overlords in Childhood's End look like. And I was like, what? And I couldn't fucking believe it. And then like I started like looking at pictures that were in the book, and all these aliens were from fucking works of science fiction. And I had no fucking idea. I was so little. But the thing that was fucking crazy was that Overlord haunted my dreams for years. Sometimes I would have the same dream over and over again. Like, I'd be in the shower, and this is when I was like a kid, like in between 6 and 12, let's say. I would be in the shower and I would look up and I would see the Overlord's head and arm coming in through the window with that little dropper vial that's on his belt, and he would drop a drop of it on my face, and my face would start sizzling, and I'd wake up. Another one was my dog would be barking at my bedroom window, and then she would jump through the window, and I'd go, oh my gosh, and I would run up to the window, and as soon as I went like this, the Overlord came up in my face. I had another one where there was something wrong in the house, and come on, fly somewhere. There was something wrong in the house, and I would go get my parents to try to wake my parents up. And when I would open the door, I would see like my stepdad already sizzled, and the Overlord looking at me when he drops the dropper on my mom's face, and then she dissolves or whatever. So it was just crazy. And then like I thought for sure that Overlord lived under the ground on this hill at the top of my street. And so then I put it together that obviously, like, he's some sort of spider king. Because again, I knew nothing about any of his stuff. And like, I think the thing on his hip, if I'm not mistaken in the book, is just something so they could breathe the air on Earth. Well, anyway, long story short, if you haven't read Childhood's End, stop watching now, because I probably already spoiled too much. So, bye. Okay, for those of you who have read it, the whole time I'm sitting there going, okay, the Overlord is gonna fuck some shit up in a minute. Overlord is gonna fucking destroy all these fucking people. Oh my god, Overlord's dangerous, like, terrified my childhood. Like, Overlord's gonna do something. And it turns out that the Overlords are like the good guys. And I was like, what? What the fuck? And then I never even knew that there was a sci-fi miniseries of Childhood's End, which had some awful looking guy that looked like fucking Tim Curry in Legend or whatever. I love the Barlow interpretation of Overlord, and it might just be because that's what I saw in my head. And when I'm reading the book, like when they're in the library and that guy's sitting there reading and like just talking to people and shit, I was like, this is so fucking bonkers. Like, I thought for sure this dude was just gonna fucking start annihilating everybody, and he's fucking reading a book. What the hell's going on? And like that part when he first shows himself and he asks for a couple kids to come up and like walk out with them. I'm like, those kids are never coming back. Mm-mm. Those kids are gone. Um, and it was just like fucking wow, man. And I don't know if I like this book so much because of that Overlord fascination I had as a child. But dude, that like Childhood's End. If you haven't read it, you shouldn't be watching this far in the video anyway. But if you haven't read it, read it. For those of you who pushed me towards it, I thank you so much. Like, seriously, it was like fucking Christmas finding out that Overlord was in that book and that Overlord's a real thing in the science fiction literature world. And it's kind of a like a bittersweet thing, knowing that the Overlords were not evil. Like, you have no idea how fucking terrified I was of that thing. I would wake up fucking drenched in sweat, like, whenever I dreamt of that motherfucker. I always had dreams that he was killing my friends. It was just like, I was fucking terrified. So, yeah, knowing that, like, he's cool and legit is, like, such a blessing. So, I will put down below that there might be some spoilers in here, but, that was just a great book. And, again, I want to thank Becky Bookworm for putting on the Sci-Fi September thing, because I don't know if I would have, like, went headfirst into any of these books like I am right now. I finished the Alien novelization also. I'll do another video on that. And I started First Men in the Moon. And for those of you who don't know, the setup for First Men in the Moon, I wasn't thrilled about when I was reading it. But it's actually really, really compelling. And I'll do a video on that as well. So anyway, happy Saturday, guys. I am going to be putting up that other video with the giant book haul. For those of you who are sci-fi fans, you are going to shit yourself when you see what I got. I'm not even joking. It's fucking amazing. And, yeah, so, I guess that's it. Oh, yeah, and if you guys like Legend of Zelda and retro games and want to just like chill and chat with me for hours today, keep an eye out on Twitter. I'll probably do one more video on here just saying I'm going on right now, just in case you want to jump in and all that other stuff. So until then, guys,